Welcome to Jamie's Vinyl Hideaway. Before we get started on my censored, recalled, risque, whatever I'm going to call it, album cover show, I'd like to tell everyone that JVH is now on Roku TV. Just go to Roku TV, look up Tony Trumbo World, TonyTrumbo.world if you want to go through the net to get to it. And anyway, I'm on Roku now, so I got a TV show. I can tell everybody I'm on TV. And I like to make some thank yous to a few people. Oh, I got some from albums from my my dear friend Allie, and this would be one of them. She sent me some albums from a Philadelphia independent label called Lamo, and this album here is a band called Cherry, and the album is Dumbness. Nice band.
Love the cover.
What?
I love the cover.
You love the cover? Oh.
I'd frame that.
Really?
That's fabulous.
Yeah, okay.
It's gorgeous.
Excellent. Anyway, Lamo Records, Dumbness. Thank you, Allie. And another friend of mine, when I was in Long Island last, I picked up a few albums. And my friend Glenn, and this was in the batch here, The Unbeatables at Palisades Amusement Park. Now the album is kind of a little messed up, but I'm going to clean it up, and I find it, I think it's pretty rare, on Fawn Records out of Newburgh, New York. You know where that is, right? Newburgh, New York?
Used to go to Palisades Park.
Yeah, well, no, it's upstate. But anyway, The Unbeatables, Gene Cornish was in The Unbeatables before he joined the Young Rascals, who of course became the Rascals. But this would have been Gene Cornish's band prior to the Rascals. So I'm looking forward to hearing this. Thank you, Glenn. Glenn is in a band on Long Island called Cold Shot. He's a great guitar player, and he does Stevie Ray Vaughan tribute. Oh, yeah, he does the blues in a Stevie Ray Vaughan manner.
Sounds like the blues.
Yes, Cold Shot. Anyhow, without any further ado, now, once in a while, especially in the old days, somebody would come out with an album and design a cover, and it didn't fly by the censors or the record label or whoever. And one of those albums was the Beatles, Yesterday and Today. And before they released this cover, they had they released it what's called now, as the old record collectors might know this, the Butcher cover. And there was a picture sort of like this. I don't have the original Butcher album, but it was this picture in color on the American Capitol.
Oh, Bloody Babies.
Yeah, but it's like Alice Cooper stuff, It's like except it's like 5 years before Alice Cooper was throwing baby dolls around. And so this is a Japanese bootleg, by the way. I don't collect bootlegs, but I believe it's a mortal sin to turn down any Beatles album. So I got this album from somewhere, and of course kept it. But anyway, so Capitol Records, I don't know, somebody complained. They decided they're going to recall the Butcher cover, and so the Beatles like, all right, well, we'll do this picture. And what they did is they recalled a bunch of the albums that was still out there, and they put a new slick over it, over the old Butcher cover. So if you get one of those, you could kind of see, Ringo over here from going through the label.
What's George got going on neckwear? Is that like a Trump tie? What the hell is that?
That's not a tie at all. It's just a big fluffy sweater, it seems. It's like he's got I think they would, I don't know.
Thought it was a clown tie. Okay.
Yeah, it looks like a clown tie. It looks like he's got a big belly underneath it, actually. That's odd, but yeah, probably holding something in there. That is, wow, how did you notice that? Anyway, it was
Fashion.
kind of thought it was a joke. All these songs were on British albums and a lot of them didn't make it to the American counterparts, and I think that's why they made the Butcher cover. They were just kind of goofing around. Oh, they want another album. Let's give them a cover they'll remember. Yeah. Anyway, but I don't have one because I'm not spending the money for the Butcher cover. If anybody wants to buy me one, it's about $300 probably, maybe more now. Hint, hint.
Not.
Anyhow, next up, Santana Abraxas. What a beautiful album cover. Done by the artist Matty Carween. I believe he was a French-German. I don't know what that is. A Frenchman living in Germany, I think, who emigrated to the United States and came up with this. I should clean this. It's not here. Came up with a painting, and a few years later, Carlos Santana found it and said, "This is an awesome painting," and it kind of speaks to me. But the original painting is called the Annunciation, or Annunciation. When the Annunciation is when the angel Gabriel spoke to the Virgin Mary, and that's what this painting is supposed to symbolize. But of course, Columbia didn't like that so much because there's breasts involved here. So they decided we're going to cover it up. How would you like? And now we're not going to put it on the shrink wrap. We're going to stick it right to the album cover.
That's classy.
And just in a kind of, so everything's covered. It's kind of like a review of the album by Time magazine.
It just makes
Praising
you want
how great the album is. Oh, by the way, but before I get to that, that's a stump to Jamie. If anybody's wondering what is swinging in front of me, it is a question. On this album was the hit song "Black Magic Woman," written by Peter Green. Peter Green, founding member of Fleetwood Mac, died today. He's a great guitar player, and he passed on today.
Oh my!
And "Black Magic Woman," of course, on this album was on the Fleetwood Mac album.
Yeah.
It's probably their first album, I think, maybe. But anyway, written by Peter Green, great guitar player. Played with John Mayall's Blues Breakers before forming Fleetwood Mac.
Rest in peace, Peter Green. Whoops.
So what do we got here? Stump the Jamie number 1. Let me get some glasses here.
Or
I
two.
don't need glasses, but I'll try them anyway. Ooh, that's better. What American death metal band famously had not one but 2 censored covers? Wait, this is the answer. You wrote down the answers here. Do you realize you did that?
Perhaps I.
All right. Well, since I don't know, but I'm going to tell everybody. Those albums were the American death metal band had 2 censored covers. Butchered at Birth. Well, that sound like that. I can only imagine. Tomb of the Mutilated.
No, those aren't the answers. You have to name the band. Those are the albums. You have to name the band. I was not that high.
Oh. Oh. Maybe someone else is.
Maybe doubt myself for a minute there, dude.
All right. What band put Butchered at Birth, Tomb of the Mutilated?
And can I just say?
That's creepy.
You see these album covers once, you cannot unsee them.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Yeah. Well, sometimes maybe albums should be censored. Not Abraxas. Okay?
Works of art.
What band is this? If you know the answer to this, post it on the YouTube channel. And comment. Tell me. I would appreciate it. Speaking of death, love it to death.
Alice.
The famous thumb exposed album cover.
So he said.
This is a Straight Records. Oh, nice black sleeve still in there. Straight promo. Now, I talked about this album in one of my other shows, one of my Alice Cooper shows. But I don't know if it was intentional. Some say it was intentional. I don't know. But Alice is holding this wrap, little cape thing hanging around him, and his thumb is sticking out. And if you're not looking real, if you don't really know what you're looking at, if you don't look real close, you might think it's something other than a thumb.
You might feel bad for Alice.
You might. Great. I love the back of this cover too. That is a rock and roll band right there, man. Look at that. Look at that. Anyhow, so this album was out for quite a while, I think, before they went from Straight Records to Warner Brothers. And when they went to Warner Brothers, like, oh, they kind of noticed it. Somebody mentioned it. So talking about butcher covers, they butchered the album cover. They just cut it out. Oh, it's terrible. Even the back they had to remove. Right? Terrible, terrible. But the inside, I love the inside of this record. You know. But anyway, they it's on the green Warner Brothers label there. So then they realized, well, that looks like crap. So let's just airbrush the arm and the thumb and all of that out. And when I first saw the album cover, you know, I never knew there was supposed to be a thumb there. So, and this is how it stayed. And it's probably like that to this day, actually. So I'm proud to have the original Warner Brothers Straight Records, Love It to Death with the thumb.
That is special.
And on that note, I'm going to go to a song here by Roxy Music from the Country Life album. Now, Country Life had a censored cover. Why, might I ask, would this be censored? Well, what they did is after, they had it in a brown wrapper initially. And then they realized, well, they'll just cut the girls out altogether and it looks kind of like the back, which is quite boring. But these two women, Brian Ferry, met in Portugal. And they helped him with the German translation of this song, Bittersweet. That starts off side 2. So let's hear a little bit of that. Listen to that bass.
Such a sad affair. I've opened up my heart oh so many times, but now it's closed.
Kind of reminds me of Lou Reed a little, huh? It's like something right off the Berlin album. Lady Day.
It's a dirge.
And this next piece coming up kind of reminds me of something else.
He sounds a little Bowie to me at times.
What does that remind you of? A bit of a wall there or what, you know?
It sounds a little Bowie to me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Anyhow, great album. Probably the first Roxy Music album I ever heard, or song. I remember the song, The Thrill of It All. It was on, got some radio airplay. Really good song. Really good album, Roxy Music. Brian Ferry, Andrew McKay, Paul Thompson, Phil Manzanera, Edwin Jobson, and John Gustafson. Yeah, right, John. My Token Supertramp album, indelibly stamped. This is the second Supertramp album.
With the blinking nipples.
And and this one, stickers added right to the, they're kind of like pasties there. That's what they remind me of. Not that I've ever seen a pasty in real life, but. And I guess this is the back of the woman, the tattooed woman. But anyhow, this is my Token Supertramp album. You think I should get another Supertramp album?
Yes, because then you don't have to say token, which annoys the crap out of me.
Yes, that's what I'll do. I will. What's this? Oh, that was good. That was a good one. Came right at me. All right.
I've been practicing my casting.
Stump to Jamie. Number 2. Queen had a. Oh yeah. Had a creepy cover that Wait. Oh, really?
Can you just
spliced their faces together? What album and what year? A creepy cover. Queen?
It wasn't, offensive or controversial, but it was creepy looking.
They spliced their faces together?
Yeah, it was like their faces morphed into each other.
That's not that album that they changed and it's got the 4 picture faces of them at different.
It's their
When they changed it, did they change it?
It's their faces in a straight line, and they morph from one to the other. And at the time, it was very innovative. The technology today, you and I could do it, on photo. Well, maybe not us, but our children could do it on Photoshop today.
Right. I don't know what that album is. I'm not a Queen fan.
Wow, this is the one I thought you'd get.
Really?
Because it's so
I don't know
recent.
It's not any of their early albums, so therefore it doesn't count.
All right then.
Yeah. Let's
ask our audience, our studio audience.
Oh, if you know the answer to this, what Queen album? What Queen album? I don't. What is it? One of their last albums?
I'll give you a hint. This is a big hint. It was their 13th studio album.
Oh yeah, one of their last albums. Sounds like it's their last album.
Now you're gonna get it.
I'm not gonna get it. Queen 13. That's it. If you know the correct answer, please make a comment.
Help the Jamie.
I appreciate that. Here's an album that should have been banned. No, it really shouldn't have been banned, but I didn't see it on any banned list. Bebop Deluxe, Sunburst Finish. Bebop Deluxe on Harvest Records. Led by guitarist Bill Nelson. Really good guitar player.
Senator from Florida.
Yeah, not that Bill Nelson.
Oh.
Yeah. What was I going to play? A little bit of Crying in the Sky. I want to play a little bit of this for you. If I can actually find it. Sometimes it's hard to see the line. Oh, there we go. There's some lines.
Hey, buddy.
Let's get about halfway through that song and
buddy boy.
Listen to some guitar from Bill Nelson. Baker hairdo. Good album. Got some airplay. Ships in the Night. The Sleep That Burns. That got some radio airplay. Not a terribly successful band. What is terribly successful? They weren't a supergroup, let's just say. But who needs a supergroup, right?
No, because then that would be a token.
Oh no, I have other Bebop Deluxe albums, so therefore it's not a token. That's like one of those groups that I kind of got into later in life. I knew about them, but I didn't hear much from them, and I finally started buying their albums. But they didn't have that many, so 4 or 5 albums or something like that. Diamond Dogs. I mentioned this album once.
It's beautiful.
In a recent show. Was it on the Cowbell Show?
Yes, perhaps.
Yes, the Cowbell Show.
Beautiful cover.
Isn't it a beautiful cover? But apparently when it first came out, and I've never actually seen this cover, but the original artwork had the dog genitalia. Now, I don't know why they would really want to have that on an album cover. It was on the back. I mean,
So it was the genitalia and not Quasimodo that was
it wasn't
offensive.
Right. It wasn't the Minotaur or whatever a half dog, half man is, but and it wasn't human genitalia. It was the bottom half. But anyhow, they quickly got rid of that. So and I think that one's pretty rare because I don't see that one. I've never seen it. So you got one? Tell me. Oh yeah, and on the inside, that's it. Yeah, right. What is that? A little bit about Bowie. 1974, by the way, this came out. That last album, 1976. And that leads me to another band from the 70s. This time a Dutch band. Golden Earring.
Oh, I love Golden Earring.
Originally they were, right, I gave you that 45, remember? I want it back. Originally they were called Golden Earrings. And because they were around since the 60s. And they dropped the S from their name and became Golden Earring. And this is like, they had several, when I say several albums, this is probably like their 7th or 8th album.
I'm gonna have to get that.
Their biggest album in the U.S., it went gold, called Moontan. And well, I'm going to play a little bit of that. Are You Receiving Me? Play a little bit of that from Moontan. And this album was changed to just simply a person with a gold earring. And not to leave anyone out, but this would be the back cover, which may have been edited as well. I'm not so sure.
I have a question. Is Twilight Zone on that album?
No. Red All Love is on this album.
Oh.
That's why it was their most successful album, 1973.
Freaking love Twilight Zone. It's my theme song.
All right, let's see. Stump the Jamie, number 3. What?
What?
What metal album in 1983 had both the cover vetoed
Vetoed.
by their label. Hint, their debut album, the original name was To Be Metal Up Your Ass. What?
I gave you
But
like
that's a different album.
I gave you like 4 hints there.
Really?
And Metal Up Your Ass, that cover was a toilet
Oh, it
bowl
doesn't say what metal
with a
album. It
dagger
says what
sticking up.
Metallica album.
Right.
I
Yes,
you
Metallica.
know,
Maybe the glasses?
you gotta
You're holding the
enunciate
glasses?
here.
Put the glasses on the
Yeah.
face.
Metallica album. Metal.
Read
Oh
it.
yeah, the black one.
No, read that again so your audience can suss this out.
They had their cover vetoed by their label. Hint, their debut album. Is this their debut album?
Give it to me.
No. What? How
Give
is
it
this
to
going to
me.
help?
Because I'll read it properly and enunciate. What Metallica album in 1983 had both the title and the cover vetoed by their label? Question mark. Here's a hint. It was their debut album. The original name for the album was Metal Up Your Ass. Metallica fans will know the answer to
I hope
this.
so.
You do not.
I did a Metallica show, and I admitted while I was doing
Yes,
it
and it
that,
was
that
Jamie,
I did not know.
and it was Jamie listening to Metallica for the very first time.
Well, yeah, sort of, kind
Right,
of.
yeah.
Sort of, kind of.
Yeah.
I think they changed the name to Metallica. No?
No. So
Ooh.
it was a toilet bowl with a big dagger sticking out of it, and it was very well done. And that's the cover that was offensive, apparently, to somebody.
Oh, wait. You hear that vibration, everybody? Listen. You hear it? You hear it?
That's what that's their signature sound.
No. This is Keith Moon. Just can't be quiet. It's the snares vibrating on Keith Moon's snare drum here. So every time there's a bass like that,
It's just creepy.
I hear the snares. I don't know the answer to that question.
So when the label said no to their original artwork and title, Cliff Burton, in his inimitable way, said his own fuck you to them, and then he renamed it something that was apparently not offensive to them, but it, was satisfying to him.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Metallica fans will get this.
You don't have this album.
I do not.
Well,
But thanks for telling
let's-
everyone that I
And
don't.
by the way, we don't curse on Jamie's Vinyl Hideaway. This is a good thing.
I didn't.
Oh, that's right. That's not a curse.
No, it's part of the lexicon.
Anyhow, next up, the Rolling Stones, Some Girls. Not only was the cover recalled, well, I think the song Some Girls was edited to change the lyrics, which were offensive to some. So they changed it so it'd only be offensive to others. But anyway, but apparently the celebrities here on this nice die-cut cover were didn't like them their faces being there, and even the estate of Marilyn Monroe didn't like it, or the relatives of the deceased actors on this album cover. So they sued, and the Rolling Stones had to change their album cover to omit all the wonderful celebrities.
What'd they change it to?
I don't know. That's something quite boring. No celebrities. I don't even think it was die cut. After
That's
they
a great
did.
cover. It's Warhol looking.
Yeah.
I've
Oh,
never
yeah,
seen-
yeah.
I've never seen it.
Oh,
No, I'm not a
you
Stones
probably
fan.
saw the
Not a fan.
crappy reissue, I guess.
Huh.
But I'm not sure who did the artwork to this. We'll
That's
have to get back.
Very
to that.
clever.
Some Girls. I talked about this in my gimmick album covers. I'm being repetitive here, but I couldn't help it because these are my 10 controversial, recalled, vetoed, airbrushed, risque album covers. And the number 10, Blind Faith. We're running out of time. It's going long. Blind Faith. This is Blind Faith's only album. Now, for some reason, when they issued it, they thought it would be okay to issue it with a picture of a naked 11-year-old girl.
Yeah, that's fabulous. Yeah.
And this is the way it was in England. And I bought this in the late 70s in the States. And it still is the same album cover today. So it was only changed to this for in the U.S. for several years. And then they went back to the original cover as it appeared in England. So anyway.
Kind of wonder why.
Yeah, kind of wonder why. But, you know, most of these album covers, I don't see the problem with. And that one's kind of... They didn't think like that back in 69, 70s. It was like, oh, well, it was... Anyway, we won't get into that. But that was my 10 risque, what do I call it? Censored,
controversial,
callback, controversial album covers. And again, I'm on Roku TV. So check it out. Tony Trumbo World. And
will you have that?
TonyTrumbo.world.
That's a little complicated. Will you have that information published on your channel? So those of us who...
I don't know if you can do that on YouTube, but I'm going to get a website one of these days.
Put it in the comments.
So, but anyhow, yeah, I'll put it in the comments. Please, as far as YouTube goes, click like, subscribe, share it. You know, it was great showing you some of my records, and I got other stuff to show you. Thanks to everybody who helped put this together for me, and thanks to the Rod.
And you were stumped.
And I was stumped 3 times. 3 times. That's terrible. Can't you ask me some easier questions next time? So if you know answers to any of those questions, please make a comment and say, "Oh yeah, I know what album that was." Be the first one to do it.
It's a teaching experience.
It's a teaching. I'm learning. We're all learning here, right? Hey, I'm learning. So, thanks for being here. Later, man. Move it.